And welcome everybody to part 43 of the Pokemon Gold walkthrough, where for once we are not going to be taking on a gym leader, because taking on a gym leader would have had this video go on a little bit longer than I would have liked. So instead we're just going to be exploring routes number 16, 17, and 18, also known as Cycling Road, because you're only able to explore through it using a bicycle. Not as many trainers to go against as you would in Generations 1 in the remake and number 3. Use a Max Repel right over here because there's an item in the grass. You gotta go to the second pillar from the top as far as where the water starts, and you'll find yourself a nice little item right over there. A couple trainers to go against, again, not as many, but you know, some really good experience, which is something that Girafarig really needs at this point, considering the fact that the next gym is poison types, so we want to get ourselves a bit of an advantage. And because freaking Quagsire has been taking up so much of the spotlight lately, I figure it's Girafarig's turn, considering the fact that Girafarig did not do so well against Sabrina. But anyways, on Cycling Road, once again, it's routes number 16, 17, and 18. 16 and 18 hold the exact same stats as being the starting and ending point for whichever way you decide to take it, of Cycling Road. So they got the exact same stats, and they are Muck, all three versions, 5% chance of catching all across the board. Slugma, Gold and Silver, 5% chance all across the board. Crystal version, 5% only in the afternoon. Grimer in all three versions, 50% morning, afternoon, 80% at night. Pharaoh and Gold and Silver versions, 40% morning, afternoon. Crystal version, 45% chance in the morning, 40% in the afternoon, no chance at night for either of them. And then finally a Murkrow Gold Silver version, 10% at night only, and 15% chance in the Crystal version. While on the Cycling Road itself, route number 17, Grimer Gold Silver versions, 50% chance morning, 80% chance at night, and 20% chance in the afternoon. Crystal version, and I know that kind of doesn't make any sense, but morning, night versions, and the afternoon of those are completely different levels. So like 27 to 29, 50% chance morning, 80% chance in the at night, and then 20% chance in the afternoon for a 29 level only. So it kind of evens itself out. Anyways, going on. Crystal version, 55% chance in the morning only, and then 95% chance at night for a higher level Grimer. Pharaoh in the Gold and Silver version, 40% chance morning and afternoon. Same with the Crystal version. Again, just different levels of what you can catch. Slugma, exactly the same. So in all three versions, 35% chance in the afternoon only. Just different levels. If you play higher levels, if you play the Crystal version. Muck, Gold Silver version, 5% chance morning and afternoon. 15% chance at night. Crystal version, same with Muck. 5% chance all across the board. And then Slugma Gold Silver version, looks like, I don't know, 5% morning, 5% chance at evening, none in the afternoon, contradicting. Okay, I guess whoever wrote this one kind of just messed up a bit, but Slugma in the Gold and Silver version, 5% chance in the morning and at night, 35% chance in the afternoon, but in the Crystal version, only a 35% chance of getting it. And once again, in the Crystal, in the Gold Silver version, 35% chance of catching it in the afternoon. You catch yourself a level 25 to 27 Slugma. However, there's a 5% chance in the morning and evening to catch a 29% Slugma. So again, higher level, but more difficult to catch in certain times of the day. You have to go out of your way to catch them. Sometimes they make these a little bit more complex than they need to be. Cycling Road mainly consists of bikers, poison type users, and some fire type users. Just because some fire and poison type share some of the same moves, like smoke screen and acid and whatnot. If you're a biker, you're going to be poison fire, and if you're a fire breather, you're going to be fire poison. Kind of like when we went against the fire breather in the very beginning of this walkthrough, and you know, the fire breather had two coughings, and that was it, you know, so it's whatever. And obviously in the next part we will be taking on again the poison gym leader using Girafarig, because again Psychic has an advantage, so does Ground. However, again, Quagsire's had enough of the spotlight for some time, and again, you know, just trying to get him even down levels. I think Quagsire has a little bit of an advantage above Girafarig. think he's like a level maybe 45, 43, something like that. Plus, you know, we'll be able to use him for a water type later on anyways. Might as well just try and get, you know, the psychic uses as much as possible. Plus, I'd like to get Giraffe Rig. I think it's up to level 50 when he learns the dark move Crunch, which will really put Giraffe Rig at a huge advantage, having psychic, dark, and ghost types with him. So, you know, it's just a really big help overall. Once you exit Cycling Road, got yourselves here just 2 bird types to go against. Now that I think about it, this might actually be part of a different, well, not a different route, but probably part of the city, because you got the patch of grass there. I'm not sure if that's the same into it, so let's find out. Let's check out. I believe, let's see here. It is not. Okay. Just double checking that. Okay, so that patch of grass is the exact same as what I read off for route number 16, so just ignore me. I'm just going to sit over here in my little corner and just, you know, not even give a shit. But, yeah, I'd really like to get Giraffe Rig up to, I think it's level 50, somewhere between 50 and 55, I believe, to learn the Crunch move, because it's just a really good physical dark type move to have. I have really nothing more to say than that. This is the final trainer, thank God. Again, it's just a really short part, about 7 minutes long. You know, if I tried to take it on the gym leader as well, that probably had on another 10 minutes, 17 minutes. And I know in some parts, you know, I've made them a little extra long, but, you know, 15 minutes or so. The Elite Four took up about 30 minutes or so, but the Elite Four was a special occasion because I didn't want to split that up into separate parts. I wanted that just to be, you know, the full experience in one video. And I've got a shit ton of editing to do for DBZ Budokai 2 part number 3, and I really need to get started on that if I'm gonna get it finished in time for it to be uploaded tomorrow. You know, not an extreme amount of editing. Well, okay, as far as like extreme amount of editing, there's one part where I'm gonna be adding in something, and for me to add it in, it's gonna take a lot of editing and a lot of time and patience on my end. And you know, with work and all, I gotta really, you know, try and crunch it all together, which is what I'm aiming to do today, or after I get this here uploaded. And that will do it for part number 43, folks. See you in part 44, where we take on the new Poison Gym Leader.